it is more important for me to keep a future for them. So everything I'm doing currently right now is for the future of my kids. So actually, at A-Score, we are essentially like building a future in Africa, because in all honesty, there is virtually no place you can go to call home that is not going to be Nigeria. No matter wherever you run to, I mean, go to Germany, go to the United States. You can stay there for like the rest of your lives, but it will never be home. This is all we know as home.
So like, what's the most amount of money you've made, so far in a year?
Can I guess?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, so monthly, let me just say 3 million plus.
I recently had the incredible opportunity to attend Startup South in the vibrant city of Harcourt, Nigeria. And let me tell you, it was an absolute blast. At the event, I got a chance to chat with some amazing individuals about their career choices. We delved into industries they decided to pursue, the challenges they faced, and the advice they had for aspiring entrepreneurs looking to follow in their footsteps. But that's not all. I also probed into the nitty-gritty details of how they grew their businesses and made their money. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of this incredible journey.
Okay, my name is Mina Udo.
And that's why we said we want to manufacture in-house by ourselves from this continent for this continent.
Hi, my name is Richard Pepple.
Richard Pepple.
Yeah.
All right. So what industry did you decide to choose a career in?
So let me start by saying initially I wanted to become a petroleum engineer. I was not really fascinated about petroleum engineering. I just wanted to do that to please somebody. But
who in particular?
my uncle. For a long run, I started exploring the internet, and I came across WebNode, and I created my first website, and I saw it was really fascinating creating websites online. And then I started exploring and trying out things, and whoa. Then I met someone and I started learning how to code, and that was just how I found interest, or say start my career in tech.
Because for how long have you been in the tech space?
So I'll say I started somewhere around 2010, so I think that's about 13 years now.
13 years.
Yeah, but fully I think I really got involved from 2017.
What has been a major setback, or some of the major setback or challenges you've faced in your period of being in the tech space?
So one of the things is when I started, I didn't really have a mentor, so I was trying to chart my path by myself, which was a bit difficult. At some point I even stopped coding. I ventured into something else, right? And I think what I ventured into became my passion, and something that I got very, very interested in, building communities, empowering people, and that was just it. So and even in that, it was still very difficult, but it became a lot more interesting when I got some guidance, some support from people, and that really helped us thrive.
So what's one piece of advice you give to someone who is trying to get into the tech space like you?
So the first thing I always tell people is discover your career. Venturing into tech, it's a bit tricky because from a point of experience, what I say is try out things, get an understanding of the various tech stacks that exist, and try to find where you really did fit in based on your personality. Because by just doing everything, I've seen people just thrive on one area, which is cool. I've seen people also navigate different tech stacks, which is also cool. But like I always say is start and learn about a lot of things, and then just go with the one that really you really find interesting.
Okay, so do you mind sharing with us how much you've made in a year? What's the most amount of money you've made in a year?
That I can't share.
All right. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So, what are you passionate about? What drives you?
So I'm really passionate about growing communities, growing people. Our world is ever evolving, and there is now more than ever a need for people to get involved in solving problems digitally. And one way we can actually achieve that is via tech, actually. So I'm passionate about giving people a platform to, discover their potentials, grow, and just explore all the possibilities and potentials that tech actually has for them.
Okay, so what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Listen, don't be stubborn. Because I was really stubborn. I didn't really want to listen. I didn't really want to go through the process. So listen, go through the process.
What do you do to relax?
Do I ever relax? See, just sleep. When the body tells you to sleep, just sleep. Or oftentimes just take yourself out, go swimming, go running, just meet people and bond.
Do you have like a secret that you use in networking?
I won't call it a hack or a secret. I'll just say is when you see somebody or when you find somebody that really does inspire you, walk up to the person and tell the person, I see what you do, I'm inspired by that, and I would like if you'd want to connect. If they're receptive, which almost every time they are, that's it. If they're not, keep pushing, man. Because for someone that's grown, I agree about networking, right? So I meet people, I create connections, and I try to want to just keep the connection going, right? And I feel it's been very beneficial to my growth as a person, also very beneficial to the growth of my organization, right? So just meet them and tell them what you're really about.
So can you give us like 5 names that whether personal or like say celebrity or popular, personal or popular, that inspires you? Like 5 names.
A lot of people inspire me by what they do, and I'm going to give you a range of people from old to even young. Njoko, Emmanuel, right? The dude from Lazape, dude really does inspire me a lot. I'm going to talk about Aniedi Udo of Google. I'm going to talk about Owanate Amachree for the wonderful work she's doing in Harcourt. Uche Aniche, I've been really wanting to meet that guy, and finally I got to meet him, right? And I'm also going to talk about people that really did get me involved. Bruce Lucas, dude is really great, right? So they really does inspire me. They do inspire me. Hi, my name is Richard, founder of Technovi Innovations Nigeria, and please subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Tammy GMB. What's your name, sir?
Okay, I'm Somkene.
Somkene.
Yes, that's
All right. What industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
Okay, so currently I lead a team. Okay, I have an organization which I founded. So that's 5 years ago. So what we do basically is to expose kids to technology. Of course, we have heard a whole lot happening in this conference, and it's talking a whole lot about how we can create stuff and innovate and build business around it. So that's basically what we are trying to do with the younger kids.
What name of your startup?
Okay, Code Ambassadors.
Code Ambassadors. All right. So what's your passion in life? What drives you basically?
Okay, basically what drives me is innovation. I love creating things, I love building things, and that's actually one of the, I read chemical engineering. Okay, in fact, and along the line I have to leave it just because I saw that one of the things that will help people in every aspect of in every domain, in every field, to be able to innovate things maybe in that domain is tech. So that's actually what motivated me and shifted to tech. And currently I saw the gap that has been created. Okay, we have a whole lot of persons grow until they are done with school before they now start gambling to get what the life will be for them and all that. And so I just saw that it's quite easier for kids, to channel the passion and the curiosity of kids to get to know this earlier and start on time. So that was actually what, in fact, that actually has been my motivation. Seeing people, teaching people and helping people build and create things. Yes, and solve.
So how long have you been running Code Ambassador?
Okay, Code Ambassadors is 5 years now.
5 years.
Yes, July 29th of July turned us 5.
Can you like share with us, the story of how the whole thing started?
It's the Code Ambassador. It's actually started as just like a passion. I just finished school and RSU, that's University. Yeah. So when I finished school, and in fact, while I was in school, there was a course that I was finding very difficult. That was programming. You must do it in if you are studying any engineering course, you must do it in 300 level. So it was actually hard for some guys to do, even the first class guy. And I was like, okay, what is it in this course that is very hard? And that's piqued my interest. So I discovered, first of all, I don't read handouts. I love reading foreign textbooks because I know that in as much as I'm doing this course, I'm going to compete globally. So I picked, I think, one or one or two books, and I was able to know that you need a computer to be able to do this. So that was how I just started. And before I know it, I was doing well in it. I started a program in school where I teach people, and I was like, okay, if I'm teaching and they understand it, can't I go down to secondary school, be able to teach them at that young age, let them start building stuff. Okay, so that was what better Code Ambassadors.
Okay, so far, what has been some of the major challenges you've faced, in trying to run Code Ambassador?
Okay, will I call it a challenge? It's been there, and we hope that it will. But as the time goes by, it's going to fizzle out. It's just the adoption, getting parents to know that this is where the world is heading, and they have to give that immediate and equal access to every child, to be able to know that this is where the world is going, and so that they can actually make their children available to be prepared for the future workforce. So that just the adoption of parents understanding that the time for their kids to start such journeys now, that has been one of the challenges.
So I'm going to ask you a two-in-one question. What piece of advice would you give to children, who are aspiring to get into tech, and what piece of advice would you give to parents, for them to get their children to get into tech?
Okay, one advice I would give to children is you just know that you can do anything. You can do anything. Your dreams are valid. Anything you can think of is possible, irrespective of which area you are, whether you're at the backside and all that. Just keep on at the dream and try all that you can. Discipline, just try. Make move. Your parents may not have computer. When I said I didn't have computer, I have to go and borrow. Just find way. Don't kill every excuse, and find way to make sure that your dream is valid. Then for parents, I would say that the best investment you can do for your child is to expose your child early enough. That's the best head start. That's the best investment. Yes, you are trying to give them, take them to school and all that. It's fine, but it's actually not all of it. So currently, if you want your child to be positioned, to compete in this workforce, you have to do that now. Do that investment. Thank you.
Who are the top 5 people in your life, personal or public, that help shape the kind of person you are?
Okay. First of all, persons. First of all, God, of course, it's a spirit being. So I will say God, and I also have some key persons that shape the person I am currently, and one of such person is my grandma of blessed memory, and also I have different other spiritual fathers, and that have been part of what we are doing and the journey. And my very beautiful dear wife, she's also part of this of the persons. Yeah.
Okay. What advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Okay. You just have to try whatever you want to try. Just try it. Just get your hand dirty. Like try different things that you are passionate about, and you have to be consistent. And with time, you find a place where your passion meets your passion meets your work. Okay, so at that point, to be able to do things you like and still make money from it. So, and you have to just do all those playing around quite early.
All right, so to wrap it up, what do you do to relax after the stress?
One of the things I do to relax after the stress, Okay, there are a couple of things that I do, but one of them is listening to very good music, Christian music. I get a whole lot of inspiration and all that, read scriptures and maybe praying in tongues. Just a couple of things that you just do so that it can refresh your spirit, refresh your mind, and ready to work. I also play video games once. Yeah.
Right.
Hi viewers, I'm Somkene, so I am the founder of Code Ambassadors, the team lead of Code Ambassadors, and what you are watching, of course, if you want to stay inspired, there's no other YouTube channel you should stick to if not efficiently inspired. So just stick around their inspirational videos, like, share, and subscribe. See you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Are you ready to take your online presence to the next level? Is your website stuck in the past, leaving potential customers unimpressed? I'd love to introduce to you Pepple HQ. Whether you need an e-commerce powerhouse, a dazzling portfolio, a captivating blog, or a custom masterpiece, Pepple HQ has got you covered. Their team of web designers are there to transform your vision into a stunning reality. Visit pepplehq.online today to get started with your web design project. Call or WhatsApp.
My name is Tammy GMB. What's your name?
Owanate Amachree Godwin.
Right. So what industry did you decide to choose, pursue a career in?
Yeah, I won't say I chose. It sort of found me, technical writing. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a technical writer.
So how long have you been in technical?
Yeah, well, a little over 4 years now.
4 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So what has been, some of the major challenges you've faced your line of work?
Yeah, so definitely my field is I'm based in blockchain, technical writing in blockchain, and it's been a lot of upskilling in terms of the technical parts. So I started out as a developer. I started off in learning about web development, so it sort of like helped me build the skills I needed for technical writing. Yeah, so some of the challenge currently is around keeping up with technologies, trends.
Yeah.
Yes, trying to get acquainted and constantly being on the lookout so that you are not missing out on anything.
Okay, so for someone who wants to get into your line of work, what piece of advice would you give to them?
Yeah, so I get this question a lot. It's a good question. I advise that you have to pay attention to the technical parts and the writing. The writing is there, but you also have to upskill as a technical writer. So knowing the technical parts is what makes you excel. So I advise that for people looking to get into technical writing, you should pay attention to the base technologies, which is just know a little bit about the technology, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, know how it works, know how to set up environments, how to run commands, how to run a script or how to write a script. So it's going to help you generally to excel in your career as a technical writer. So know the base skills, know how the web works, know how familiarize yourselves with web development tools, and yeah, you can branch out into technical writing or any other field that you want to branch out.
So, what's the most amount of money you've made, so far in a year?
Can I guess?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, so monthly, let me just say 3 million plus.
Wow. So there's that potential for anybody getting to your lines of work to make that. That's 3 million in Naira, right?
3 million in Naira, yes. I work for a company called IOV Labs.
Right.
It's a Web3 blockchain company. Yeah, so far as you have the skills, you can get those jobs. It's remote jobs. It's just been setting yourself up so that you can access those opportunities when the time comes for you to access them.
All right. So what advice would you give, for someone who wants to get into your line of work to scale the business from point one? Let's say I get into the business today. What steps do I need to put in place to get to that 3 million?
Okay, so definitely upskill.
Yeah.
Upskill. Put your work out there. The reason why I got my job in the first place, I got my job in 2020. It was because I was I constantly kept my LinkedIn updated. So when I write articles, I update them. I update it on my LinkedIn, and that was how my company found me. So be findable, basically. Be findable, share knowledge, share knowledge, write what you know, and offer to also teach people. When you offer to teach people, when you offer to mentor, it takes you there faster. So gain this technical skill, get acquainted with the tools, teach people, and share knowledge. Yeah.
Okay, so can you give us 5 names of people that, whether personal or public figures, who have been, in one way or the other, shaped your life to what it is today? 5 names.
Yes. So I definitely kudos to Gloria Ojuku. She was the one that brought me to tech.
Okay.
Gino Osanho. Yes. My husband Godwin Jimmy. My dad, because he got a laptop for me in year 2, so that was what gave me the mind or the boldness to actually start a tech career when I got the opportunity to. Yeah, I think, and my mom. Yeah, I think these are the people that they're really called out to me in my, and also my boss, former boss, Brendan Gretz. He was really a mentor to me too.
All right. Okay. So, what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Yeah, to my 20-year-old self is take opportunities. Don't leave anything behind. The reason why I got here today was because as at the time I got the opportunity to come into tech, I took advantage of it. So do not shy away from responsibilities. Do not shy away from task, because you never know if that task you are actually undertaking, it's what's going to give you the stepping stone.
Okay, so to wrap this up, what do you do to relax, after all the stress?
What do I do to relax? So I watch movies.
What kind of movies?
I'm mostly into rom-coms, romance, comedy. Yeah,
All right,
I'm mostly into rom-coms. Yeah, teenage romance and all those kind of things. Yeah, high school.
What else?
And also what else do I do? I read.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you
read
give
books.
us, what kind of books?
Yeah, so I read self-help, startups, reading about upskilling in the workplace. So books that are generally for personal development and all. Yeah. So yeah, my name is Owanate Amachree Godwin, and please subscribe to Efficiently Inspired on YouTube and follow their social media channels. Thank you very much.
If we're not building what we are using, we are headed to basically destruction, because during COVID there was a blockage, and then people were not being able to now import things anymore, and we are suffering. I personally starved because I did not have access to food, because I was not growing my own food, or my own food is not being grown where I was. So that's how difficult and how bad things can actually turn out to be. And that's why we said we want to manufacture in-house by ourselves from this continent for this continent.
What industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
Engineering.
Engineering.
Yeah.
So specifically, what?
Hardware engineering.
Hardware.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's your passion in life, basically? What drives you?
What drives me?
Yeah.
Well, actually, what drives me the most is when my children calls home. When my children calls home.
Could you explain?
It is more important for me to keep a future for them. So everything I'm doing currently right now is for the future of my kids. So actually, at ISCO, we are essentially like building a future in Africa, because in all honesty, there's virtually no place you can go to call home that is not going to be Nigeria. No matter wherever you run to, go to Germany, go to the United States. You can stay there for like the rest of your lives, but it will never be home. This is all we know as home. So if we're not going to build a better Nigeria, then we shouldn't be doing anything at all. So ISCO is primarily built on building a better Nigeria and Africa. So we started a manufacturing company here because there are virtually almost no manufacturing companies in this part of the world are actually doing core hardware manufacturing. So we do it here. A lot of persons have told us, go to China and do it, go to US and do it, go to Germany and do it, somewhere else. They have cheap labor, they have this, they have the expertise. But then what happened to us? Like, what happened to our own mind, our own brains, our own hands? We are capable to do those same things. It's just that we're just choosing not to do it, and ASCO, we are doing the hard part. We're choosing to do it.
Okay, so for how long have you been doing,
Well, I've been doing hardware for like half a decade right now, but we launched ASCO like 2 years ago. So we've been around for quite over 2 years, just a little bit over.
So what has been some of the major challenges you're facing in the business?
I mean, that's like it's a no-brainer question. It's going to be like funding, definitely.
Okay.
So it's nothing to think about. But then there's just something about funding that we always talk about at ASCO. We always believe that it's not really about the money; it's about the value. So essentially, we are primarily built on building value. So we want to create value for people to invest in. So yeah, the funding part has been quite difficult. Talent as well, because most of our youths are not, they're not really seeing a platform to work in. So that's why we have more software engineers than we have hardware engineers. Even people that do hardware eventually drive to software because that's where they see money to it. So yeah, talent is hard. So we are trying to create an awareness that something like this is going on. So if you have a background in hardware engineering, or you can shoot us like a message.
What advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
My 20-year-old self.
Yeah.
My 20-year-old. Well, I would tell him to read more books.
All right.
Yeah, most certainly, because everything I know today started with books. As a matter of fact, one of the books that impacted me the most is 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would tell my 20-year-old self to read more books. I read Obstacle is the Way. These are the books that shaped the way I think. 0 to 1, Atomic Habits and the like of it. So yeah, so if I had read more books, I know I would have been pretty much more knowledgeable than I am right now. I would have had a different view to life than that I have right now. So yeah.
So far, like in a year, how much money have you made from your business? Do you mind sharing?
No, I might share it.
Okay, that's fine.
Unless you're an investor and you want to give us money, I will tell you that.
Okay, right. Okay, so that's fine. One last question: what do you do to relax?
Sorry?
What do you do to relax?
Well, one of the most relaxing things I do is philosophy. So I like to think about life, death, the universe.
So you're our Nigerian Aristotle.
Well, I prefer to be Marcus Aurelius.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So give me one of your best philosophies in life.
Guy, you have made me relaxed. I feel relaxed right now. Okay, one of my best and the most essential philosophy that backed my existence is by Marcus Aurelius. And then he said, well, let me get this right. He said, the impediment of an action advances the action. Whatever is the obstacle in your way eventually becomes the way. Yes. So it's either you go or you don't. Yeah. So basically, it's how ASCO is built. People always tell you about the problems why you cannot succeed. Hardware can't succeed in this part of the world. Policies, this, that. But that saying says that this actually, the moment we fight through all this, we get to our destination. So it's either we don't go because of the obstacle, or we go through the obstacle.
Wow. Thank you so much. It was so nice having you, man. Thanks.
Thank you.